Hey, so yes, just got out of watching Hokum. This is going to be my full spoiler-free review. As always, there's going to be no clips, images. You can play this video while you're driving in the car, put earbuds in, play in the background. There's no images that you have to worry about missing. Just in case you come here directly to the video and not my short, I'll do a very quick overview. So I went in very blind to this movie because even the previews freaked me out so much. All I knew is that there was an inn and weird things were happening and an investigation needed to be done. And so a very brief overview is that you have this novelist who ends up going on this retreat to this remote inn in Ireland because his parents are tied to it in a couple different ways. He also wants to scatter his parents' ashes there. And while there, he hears about tales of a supposed witch that is haunting an area of the inn. And through some pretty terrifying visions and disappearance, he ends up going down essentially this rabbit hole that causes him to confront and face different areas of his dark past. And before I get into the review, I just want to take a moment and say thank you to, I've gotten a couple new subscribers. I think that's awesome. I've been getting more views. I'm super appreciative. I usually say this at the end of my video, but I realize a lot of people don't watch until the very end or listen to the very end. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that actually listens, takes the time, enjoys my content, comments, people that actually want to subscribe. I'm very appreciative. I'm very appreciative of views, even if you only end up listening or watching for 3 minutes. I'm very, very appreciative. I'm very thankful. I just love talking about new movies. And so please comment down below if there's anything. You can hit the timestamp button if there's a section that you really, whatever I was saying there stuck out. And but I just want to say thank you to everyone that has listened, watched, subscribed, liked, commented, shared. I'm very, very appreciative of any sort of interaction. So with that being said, I'm Shay, and let's get into the full spoiler-free review. So I want to start this by saying this movie is terrifying. This movie is absolutely terrifying. I don't remember the last time that I saw a movie that I had to cover a section of the screen for a large chunk of this movie because it was so terrifying. I jumped a number of times. I screamed a couple of times. And I mean, even the reviews that I've come across, that I've read, people are gushing at how great this horror movie is. I mean, I'm reading one kind of review and they say it's a gothic chiller set in a creepy Irish hotel. It's well crafted. It is an old fashioned because it's folklore and, about fables, about witches and things like that. And there's this ancient aspect to it. And, it really focuses on, the lead is Adam Scott. And it really focuses on his character, and his character is very, very, very complicated. And honestly, this movie is a very, very fulfilling and satisfying one. It's a very emotional film. Like there's a lot of pain and trauma that's in this movie, especially within the lead. And it's one of those things that, his character is so detestable, but you don't exactly know why he is such for a chunk of the movie, very detestable. I mean, they even, I looked up what the word hokum is because someone does say hokum about the tales of these witches. And it means that it's it has no meaning. It's nonsense. Whatever these people are talking about, it's nonsense. So you have Adam Scott's character, who is a very, like a see it to believe it kind of guy, like he doesn't believe in, all that stuff, there's talk about, he's someone that, if he were to see stuff, it's like, I need to check myself into to a mental hospital. Like, I don't believe in ghosts and any of this stuff. This is all fake. And you guys are just, you have a crazy imagination. And it's really interesting because the way the movie is filmed, it's like, like, let's say there's someone that's in one room, and then they end up in another room, and then some other characters end up going to this other room and find them. The movie ends up shifting and showing you what happened, in that room. Or, they talk about like a Halloween party, an event that is happening in this movie. And you actually get to see, even though you may not, like, there's things that happen in this movie that you may not actually see them according to the timeline, while the movie's going forward, but it'll be almost like a flashback in a way, but not so much. I guess they're like, maybe they're the visions, I'm not sure. But you end up seeing scenes that you didn't see at the time they would have happened in the storyline of the movie. It's like, so much time has passed, and then something happens in this movie, and then it triggers this like flashback, memory, vision in some way. And I thought that was really interesting. And there's a lot, there's a lot of pain within Adam Scott's character, and in stuff that he has not dealt with in a way. And, and it's one of those things that there's things that happen to people in this movie that it's like they almost have to confront these things in order to, and make peace with them in order to move on. I thought that was really interesting. And it's one of those movies that there's characters that really surprise you, that, you didn't expect that they had whatever they had in them. And it's one of those that it's, image is everything for some people, that, it's just this movie, the soundtrack too, they use the soundtrack in such a way that, you don't know if they're sounds that are coming from the hotel, or they're just sounds that the movie is playing in the background, because they start and stop. But this movie plays with your imagination. It plays with the mind. There's a large chunk of this movie that happens in these dark rooms. And, in areas that this supposed, that are supposedly haunted. And it's one of those that, the special effects, the inn, and how ancient it is with the candles and things like that. And, aspects of, the bell system and things like that. And honestly, this movie was really, really well done. The acting was great. When I did look at times, this movie was scary. This movie was very scary. And so if you're wanting a really good, scary movie, this this movie is the one that you want to see. This movie is terrifying. There's just so many aspects of this movie that were fantastic. And the ending, it very much, it was an ending that, you know, the ending is tied in a nice little bow. You know, there's like chapters in a way that are closed, and there were things that really were kind of open-ended that were able to be closed and, you know, in a very satisfying way. So it ended in a way that I wasn't expecting, but I was very happy with the ending. And yeah, honestly, it was a great movie. It really was a great horror movie. Yeah, so and everyone that I've kind of read the reviews of, people are saying that it was a fantastic horror movie. So I don't know if I would watch this again. I was absolutely terrified. Honestly, every time I saw, you know, it was very creepy and unsettling, and honestly, it invoked fear. And I think I'm going to have to go home and watch some cartoon stuff. And yeah, very unsettling movie. But yeah, and I think that I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you for listening. Please let me know if you ended up watching it. Please comment down below. Please let me know how my review was. If you were surprised, if you're someone that is if you're someone that finds that horror movies are just not what they used to be, and this was a good one for you, please let me know in the comments below. And I think that's everything that I can say. And yeah, until the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.